Only 220 people in existence have ever seen this exact view.
Here you kind of view what it is like from outside out here on the station. But this is the best part out here though, is looking down at Earth. We try to do that as much as possible. Unfortunately, we don't get near as much time as we'd like. They make us do work.
So jealous. Welcome along to Tinfoil Tuesday with me, Simon Dan. Before we start today, I just want to say thank you again. Not only did we pass the 10 million total views this week gone, we've also passed the magic 100,000 subscriber mark. I am genuinely delighted. I want to thank all of you with every single fibre of my being. I am very, very happy. Please keep an eye out for the 100k special very soon. So, back to today's video. The clip at the beginning was, of course, the view from the viewing window of the International Space Station, or ISS. Unbelievably, there's a group of people out there that don't believe it's even real. So much so that I almost released this video on a Friday. The doubt is quite simply staggering, especially when we have videos like this.
Let's see if we can piss off more flat earthers. Oh, that was beautiful. Awesome. Nice.
Reds Rhetoric there with a fantastic ISS transit of the moon. Not only do us Guardians of the Globe have these sorts of videos, but flat earthers do too. Check out this from Jeranism.
My alarm went off on my phone and I knew I had 10 seconds. I counted down in my head, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I remember waiting, like what? And then sure enough, there it was. So it was within 2 or 3 seconds of what time it was supposed to, I think. And here we go, we're gonna watch it again, this time at 50% speed. Go ahead and see it if you don't see it. Starting about 2 o'clock and ending around 8. Again, now we're watching it at 75% speed.
So why then do we still have the doubters? Well, I thought I'd take a look at some of these doubters videos and we'll see what we can see. First up is YouTuber Nano63A, who's taking a look at some well-known footage of a group of astronauts being interviewed. Let's see what he's got to say.
This is for the skeptics. Actual proof that they use wires.
You look like you're in a studio,
Check this out.
maybe in Omaha, Nebraska or something. The shot is so clear. Is this a hoax? Are you really in space still?
Yeah, because the air proves that you're in space.
I don't know.
Well, it kind of does. I've seen people say that some hairspray is used for this, but that doesn't really explain how a necklace is moving freely though, does it?
No, we're gonna have to
Check
do
this.
something for
Check
you.
the man with a stripy top. Look, he grabs the wire above him. Now check the man on the right. With his right arm, he grabs the wire. Did you see it?
At first glance, you may think that this man has a point, but the mind sees what it wants to see. I'm going to offer an alternative explanation once we hear his.
Now check in slow motion. The man on the right, look at his right arm. He's grabbing him to stabilise him. Then look at the man behind him with the stripy top on. Now he's looking up and he's grabbing the wire. Look, he's looking for the wire to grab it. Yeah, check that out. He's grabbing the wire there. Look, he's looking up because he sees the wire moving about and he's grabbing it to stabilise it. Look. Now check the man on the right with the USMC t-shirt. Check his arm. Watch this. Check his arm. Look, his arm goes to grab him, look. But he doesn't grab him, he grabs the wire. Look, there's nothing there. But he's grabbing something and it's tugging his trousers up. And then check him on the left. He looks down to see. Look, he's checking it out himself. Yeah? You wanted proof, you've just got proof there. If you don't accept this, then you are just absolutely brainwashed.
Okay, let's look at this again, but we'll stop as we go.
Now check in slow motion. The man on the right, look at his right arm, he's grabbing him to stabilise him.
First off, the man in the UMC shirt is just stabilising his colleague, who's doing a backflip in space. That's just called being nice.
Then look at the man behind him with the stripy top on. Now he's looking up and he's grabbing the wire, look. He's looking for the wire to grab it, yeah? Check that out, he's grabbing the wire there, look. Look, he's looking up because he sees the wire moving about and he's grabbing it to stabilise it. Look.
Ignoring the fact that as he did the backflip, his microphone lead somehow managed to phase through the harness wire, I believe that the astronaut knocked something with his feet on the ceiling. That's why the gentleman behind was reaching up to try and sort it out. Otherwise, why would the lady at the back point to the man reaching for a wire? I think it's much more likely that she was just pointing and laughing at what he'd knocked with his feet.
Now check the man on the right with the USMC t-shirt. Check his arm. Watch this. Check his arm. Look, his arm goes to grab him, look. But he doesn't grab him, he grabs the wire. Look, there's nothing there, but he's grabbing something.
Yes, his little finger, which you can see disappearing into the astronaut's pocket, gets caught in his pocket when he's trying to steady his colleague.
And it's tugging his trousers up.
Yes, because you'd attach a harness to a pocket, wouldn't you?
And then check him on the left. He looks down to see. Look, he's checking it out himself. Yeah? You wanted proof, you've just got proof there. If you don't accept this, then you are just absolutely brainwashed. This is absolute proof that they are using wires on the space station.
Nope, it's absolute proof that you are paranoid. Next up, we have our old friend DITRH, who's made an ISS video along the same lines. Let's see what he's got to say. Is that it? An astronaut floating in the background? Oh, because there's a bit of belt that is floating up, that means harness, does it? The worst evidence of harness I've ever seen. Next we have a video from a YouTuber called Koop Stoops, who's taken exception to a water bubble on the ISS. Let's see what he's got. Well, not entirely simple. This is a good demonstration of refraction. When the light travels through the glass, water, and then the glass again, it refracts and essentially turns the glass of water into a lens as the refraction causes a focal point of sorts. The image is flipped because it is positioned beyond the focal point. No, it wouldn't, and your picture doesn't show a bubble. It shows a glass again that's a bit more rounded than the last one. But why would it? A 3D bubble in space has a lot more complex refraction going on inside of it. Is this really your problem? So you think because the bubble doesn't do what a glass of water does here on Earth, then it's CGI? Wow, what a stretch. I think we need to hear from someone with a bit more sense.
If there was one thing you would point someone to that NASA has done that really calls into question their videos or their images, what would it be?
It would be their faking weightlessness.
No, not allegedly, Dave.
There's, you know, I'm actually going to do a talk about it today. They seem to have 3 methods of faking weightlessness, and it's you know, harnesses like they do in the movies. Yeah, it's zero-G planes.
I'd like to bring you to the attention of this video. It is a 50-minute ISS tour. There is absolutely no harnesses involved. There can't be. The astronaut moves through different sections of the station, squeezes into small areas, etc. A harness would not be possible. It's also 50 minutes of uninterrupted footage, which rules out the zero-G plane, as they can only simulate weightlessness for less than a minute. So what's the third way then, Dave?
And the third method, which not too many people know about, is diamagnetic levitation. We've been taught about paramagnetic, effects. A magnet will attract iron, and it will attract or repel another magnet. Right? But there's this diamagnetic effect when you have a powerful enough magnetic field, you can levitate anything: wood, plastic, humans.
This is an absolute classic example of a space denier thinking that they are clever. Let's allow himself to fall on his own metaphorical sword.
Yeah, and there's a video online you can get where they do an experiment where they levitate a frog, and the frog's kicking everything, and it's just levitating in this little chamber. And so when you see those long sequences where they're doing a tour of the ISS, for instance, yeah, that's with diamagnetic levitation.
Are you ready for this, Dave? Okay. Does this motion look anything like this motion? No. The magnetic field strength to lift that tiny little frog was around 16 Tesla. That's a concentrated magnetic field around 5 times stronger than that of an MRI scanner. The field required to lift a human would be around 50 Tesla. Do you think NASA can generate the energy required to generate that sort of a field over the size of the ISS? No. Are you confident that the human body can deal with a magnetic field 500,000 times stronger than that of the Earth's felt at the surface? No. The problem with producing such a massive magnetic field is that no other magnetic metals would be allowed anywhere near it. Do you think NASA could generate such a field around the mock-up ISS? No. Do you think every electrical device on the ISS, including cameras and communication devices, would perform as required in the presence of such a magnetic field? No. I'm sorry, Dave, I had to do that to you. So to confirm, all 3 methods that you believe NASA use have been, wait for this rumpus, utterly destroyed. Has anyone else got anything they can bring to the table?
Well, here we have a frog levitating in a magnetic field in a tube, and this is called diamagnetic levitation.
Oh, for Pete's sake, Phuket word. Stick to doing voiceovers for James Bond villains. Right, I'm done. Wow, that one took a bit out of me. However, I think we've well and truly put this one to bed. Thank you all for joining me for another Tinfoil Tuesday. I have been Simon Dan. If you enjoyed that absolute demolition job, then please do like and subscribe, and even click the little bell if the feeling takes you. Remember, Conspiracy Cats and I will be live tomorrow night, 7:30 PM GMT. A golden probe awaits. See you then.